However, the individual was an elderly adult, end quote. DHEC also said there were 2 pediatric COVID-19 related deaths previously reported in the state, and that remains the current total.
We have learned that a 28-year-old Richland School District 2 teacher has died from complications of COVID-19. District officials say that Demetria Bannister was a 3rd grade teacher at Windsor Elementary School. She had been in the teaching profession for 5 years. Officials say that Bannister was last inside the school building on August 28th. During the final teacher work days at the school, she was not showing symptoms. She was tested for COVID on Saturday and later hospitalized. Bannister died on Monday.
Health officials are reporting 29 new deaths among people with coronavirus in South Carolina, and this brings the total number of people who have died with the virus to 2,800 people. DHEC tells us there have now been a total of 124,097 cases across the state. That is an increase of 250 from yesterday. Officials say over 1,000 test results were reported yesterday, and the percent of positive cases was over 14%.
Let's turn now to our weather with a live lookout over Greenville County. Isn't that lovely? Look at those gorgeous clouds, and some of them brought a little bit of rain. Kind of nice.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice is here. And Chris, so we have some scattered rain in our area, and also you're going to be telling us about a cool down coming?
Yeah, yay. Nice taste of fall on the way. How about that? We got some rain to get through before we get there, though. It will not be a washout on any given day, but this is what the radar is going to look like just about each afternoon. We've got some heavy downpours. Give it 20-30 minutes, it's out, but then more moves back in. And this is coming from the east, different direction than we're used to seeing. And we got that onshore flow from the Atlantic. So these are moving in from Spartanburg to Greenville. Areas like Lyman, Greer, Taylor's all seeing some showers right now. Heavy at times through parts of Anderson. Heads up Hartwell and Kiewee. You'll see some scattered downpours. Greenwood through Bradley and Kirksey back toward parts of Abbeville seeing some rain. Then you go up toward western North Carolina. We've got some heavier downpours in and around Hendersonville. This is all part of some moisture that's just locked in across the southeast here. We're going to see scattered downpours now all the way through the weekend, but no washouts. Your outdoor plans still look okay. You will, however, be dodging some showers. And temperatures cooler because of the extra showers and clouds around. So in Greer over the next 12 hours down to 76 degrees by 8 o'clock. Can't rule out some overnight rain. Otherwise, areas of light fog first thing tomorrow morning. We'll see that burn off and then another chance for rain. We'll take a closer look at the tropics also coming up in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster announced a new way for students in rural areas from the state to learn from home. Our Renee Wunderlich is live in Greenville with the very latest on that plan. Renee?
Well, Jane, good afternoon. We knew broadband is really important for students e-learning at home. When schools shut down back in the spring, students went home and many went onto their Chromebooks or other devices to follow lesson plans, but there were thousands of students who didn't have access to the internet. So today, Governor Henry McMaster announced data casting. Now, SCETV is basically going to broadcast one-way communications. They're going to be lesson plans and assignments to those students who don't have the strongest internet connection or don't have any broadband access at all, because he says many families still have connection to the SCETV signal. Students in Fairfield County, Jasper County, and York County District 1 will be the pilot locations. That covers approximately 5,000 students.
South Carolina's ETV broadcast signal currently covers 98% of the state. If a student can receive SCETV over the air, then data casting is a viable option for the student to receive instructional content, that is, school lessons. We're taking the schoolhouse to the child.
And North Carolina's Governor Roy Cooper also announced today an initiative to get high-speed internet to students. In a statement, he wrote, quote, "Long before COVID-19, Joint Information Center high-speed internet has been a top priority for my administration, and this pandemic has made the need even more urgent. And see students make critical investments in high-speed internet access and remote learning that will help students access the healthcare and businesses in our states." Now, coming up at 5 and 6, we take a closer look at the two plans, the similarities and differences between South Carolina and North Carolina, and how much these two initiatives will cost. Live in Greenville, Renee Wunderlich, WYFF News 4.
Renee, thank you. And right now there are some questions about the Trump administration's payroll tax deferral. The president signed a memo last month allowing for the change. Our Taggart Houck is live in Greenville tonight. And Taggart, the big question is how this will play out over the next few months.
Yeah, well, Gabrielle, you know, a lot of these business employers really talking about not taking this deferral. The reason is because at this point, it's not forgiven. In other words, you'd have to pay it back. Your employees would have to pay it back that following year. Now, Congress has the authority to forgive this, but there's little optimism that that would happen, especially before the election. This all dates back to September. President Trump signed that memo authorizing the treasurer to do this. Essentially, what's happening here is that employers from September 1st through December 31st would allow their employees making less than $4,000 on a biweekly basis to sign up for this, enroll in it rather. Now, Greenville CPA we spoke with says there hasn't been much participation that he's heard about here locally. As of right now, money from that deferral, as we mentioned, would have to be paid back next year. We spoke with a local business owner who chose not to defer the payroll tax. We also spoke with a political expert who says it's unlikely a long-term deal to forgive the deferrals would be reached in Congress before the election.
To me, it just seems like it's going to defer the payment. You're still going to owe it, so it might help you for a month or two, but in the end, you still owe the money. You're still going to have to pay it back, and it may even be harder to pay back, you know, a couple months down the road.
We're within 2 months of the election. Neither side, neither the Democrats or the Republicans, want to give the other side a victory.
The administration says it's still pushing for forgiveness of the payments. Workers whose taxes are deferred would see smaller paychecks next year to make up for the deferral if Congress doesn't move to forgive the tax. Now, if the deferral is impacting you, we've got a keyword here, save. We talked to that CPA about some advice for you. We'll share that coming up on WYFF News 4 at 5. For now, in Greenville, Taggart Houck, WYFF News 4.
We will see you at 5, Taggart. Thank you. All Greenville County students will now be eligible to receive free meals until funding runs out. This applies whether students attend in-person classes or learn from home. Officials say anyone in the community 18 years old and younger can receive the free meals, even if they are not a student. On Mondays from 4 to 5 p.m., meals can be picked up from 15 locations currently providing meals to virtual students. 5 days worth of breakfast and lunch will be provided. And officials say meals may be given out to adults when children are not present, but only if the adult can show proof of the child's identity. For a list of the distribution sites, you can head to WYFF4.com. You can also download our WYFF News 4 mobile app.
Getting back into our impact of coronavirus now, LabCorp is launching the very first combined test for COVID-19, flu, and RSV. The Burlington, North Carolina-based company announced the new test this morning. Officials say the single test detects multiple respiratory infections, including COVID-19 and flu, helping doctors determine how a patient should be treated. The combined test is available through healthcare providers. LabCorp has applied to the FDA to offer that test through its at-home COVID-19 test collection kit.
The University of South Carolina has released new numbers about the number of cases on campus. Officials say there are a total of 654 active cases of COVID-19 at the University of South Carolina. Of those cases, 640 are students and 14 are employees. And officials say the dedicated quarantine space is 65.5% full. And this afternoon, we're getting a look at what life is like for students who have been quarantined. Senior Mason Howard says after she learned she tested positive, she had less than an hour to move into her designated quarantine facility. She's inside the National Advocacy Center on Pendleton Street in downtown Columbia. Mason has her own bathroom and television in her isolation room, but she said she hasn't had any in-person interaction in 10 days. She says she can't even open her window because it's locked.
You're trapped living the same life repetitively over and over again every day.
She says university employees knock on her door to drop off breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but she says her biggest concern is the number of cases on campus.
Just switch all online for 2 weeks, tell all students to stay at home, see if we can get it back under control. Because if we're unable to do that, then I think at that point we do need to look pretty seriously into moving all online and sending students home.
School officials say saliva-based testing has resumed after being temporarily suspended last week, and officials say testing capacity will be limited to 200 students per day, and nasal swab testing is also available on campus.
Well, the case count at East Carolina University is now passing 1,000 students since classes started on August the 10th. Cases are also past 1,000 at UNC Chapel Hill, and NC State is 4 cases away from hitting that same mark. All 3 campuses have shut down their in-person classes.
UNC Wilmington students are faced with a difficult decision because of COVID-19. Which roommate stays in the room and which one goes? Students will be moved to another campus dorm or apartment, and school officials say if no agreement is made, the university will decide for them. One first-year student says the ultimatum is already putting a strain on friendships, but something needs to be done to stop the spread.
There's definitely kids that are out not being as cautious as they should be, and unfortunately that's kind of what's put us in this situation. But at the same time, we're going to come in contact with it. It's going to spread. Until there's a cure, there's not much we can do, and we just kind of have to battle it out and do the best we can to survive it.
Students have until tomorrow to make a decision with their roommates.
Playgrounds across North Carolina are now back open. This is part of Phase 2.5 in Governor Roy Cooper's reopening plan. And people were out and about in the Haynes Park in Winston-Salem yesterday, enjoying the long weekend. Parents said that it's good to see their kids having fun on the playground again.
It's very exciting. It's really good. He's been excited about it. We get some energy out in a different environment than our backyard. The outdoor piece I feel really good about. We mask just because we're so used to doing it. But no, we don't have any concerns about being out and playing.
Also under Phase 2.5 in North Carolina, museums and aquariums can open at 50% capacity. Gyms and indoor exercise facilities also opening back up. That's at 30% capacity.
A new study finds those educational apps your child might be playing with could be violating your preschooler's privacy. Researchers found that 67% of apps played by 3 or 4-year-olds collected data, including location data, and shared it with third-party marketing companies. They say that information is then used to profile consumers and target ads. Experts suggest monitoring which apps your children use and adjusting the privacy settings.
Still to come, massive destruction after a car slams into a church. What possibly led to that collision?
Plus, no tricks and no treats for some children this Halloween. Which large county is now banning the holiday tradition?
And with Labor Day past, tourism season is ending. Why tourism leaders say it's still important to support your local businesses right now.
And in areas like Clemson tomorrow, we'll wake up to partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, and it's a chance for rain by the afternoon hours. I'll track the timing of this and show you where temperatures go from here in just a few minutes.
A wildfire burning in Oregon has destroyed an entire community, brought it to the ground. This is new video now out of Mill City. You can see several buildings engulfed in flames. The community is under evacuation orders because of these wildfires, and one man fleeing the flames said he packed what he could and made sure his horses were safe.
The horses have been pretty good, but they're pretty instinctual on when something's wrong. It's time to go. Never have before. Just a sense of urgency. Get them out and hope and pray for the best.
Well, deputies say that several people living in that area had to get treated for burns because they were attempting to fight those fires.
A car crashed into a Jackson, Mississippi church, and officials say it may have been the result of a shooting nearby. The crash happened Monday night. Witnesses said 3 people were in the car, including the driver and his mother. The mother said someone shot into the car. She says her son crashed into the church, leaving a big hole in the brick wall.
I was just astonished at the impact of the vehicle, knowing that someone that possibly in the car, they had to have been hurt in some way. We're going to close this off for tonight, and tomorrow, hopefully, as soon as possible, we get the insurance come and take a look at it. And once they do what they need to do and make their adjustments, and we will get it repaired.
Officials say at least one person who was inside the car was taken to the hospital.
Well, FEMA is in Louisiana with Hurricane Laura relief. Due to COVID-19, though, the agency is using a drive-through to try and get people what they need. This allows people to drive up and stay in their cars while they're applying for disaster assistance or appealing denials for assistance. Right now, many people along the Gulf Coast still have no power. This is 2 weeks after the hurricane hit.
With the technical difficulties everybody's been having with their phones, and there's no fax machines, nothing. We don't even have mailboxes in Hackberry right now.
Some people say that the destruction means they can't access technology they need to get the assistance they need. FEMA has this drive-through site open 7 days a week.
Tourism officials in the state of Maine blame the coronavirus for a much slower tourism season this summer. Cruises and bus tours were not bringing large crowds to the state, and many events were canceled. Officials say last summer an average of 37 million people visited the state, but this year's numbers don't come close to that. The Maine Tourism Association says it's more important than ever to support local businesses.
Really, the big goal is to be able to sustain as many businesses as we can for this year, so we can hopefully recover for next year. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns as far as what's going to happen with the pandemic.
And he says they're hoping for decent weather this fall, which is also a busy tourism season.
Well, it's happening. Los Angeles County banning trick-or-treating this Halloween because of the pandemic. County health officials say it would just be too difficult to maintain social distancing on people's porches in their front doors. That even includes, though, any trunk-or-treat events or gatherings with non-household members. Carnivals, festivals, live entertainment, haunted house attractions, all prohibited. More than 249,000 people in Los Angeles have been infected with the virus.
Now to Kentucky, where a driver tried to fool police with a hand-drawn license plate. Take a look. But he forgot a major detail. From a distance, officials say the license plate does look pretty real, but the tag was missing the registration sticker. So police quickly figured out it was a fake during a traffic stop. The driver also had no insurance and was driving with a suspended license, they say. And police in Kentucky did offer some advice on their Facebook page for any drivers who might be looking to test their license plate making skills. They say, don't forget to draw the registration sticker.
Clouds moved in last night and kept temperatures down today. Look at our sky cams across the area. 77 in Greenville after some rain, 75 right now in Spartanburg. Look at cloudy skies in Anderson. A few breaks in the clouds in Asheville. Still beautiful all around, and that temperature quite comfortable. Let me show you live Super Doppler 4 HD. It'll look a lot like this each day moving forward because rain is in the forecast. There will not be a washout on any given day, but there will be some scattered heavy downpours at times. You see some showers here moving out of Greenville County into Pickens County. Heads up up Lake Keowee. It won't hit everybody, but there will be some scattered heavy downpours moving through parts of Pickens, Clemson, Seneca, and then Bountyland within the next 30-45 minutes. Then we've got another cell here moving across the airport at GSP. That's heading toward Greenville. Again, some scattered downpours in Taylor's, Piedmont Park, and then downtown by about 4:35. Some scattered heavy downpours in Anderson County. Farther south toward parts of Abbeville and Greenwood County, we've got some heavier downpours near Calhoun Falls, Donalds, areas in between. You go up toward the north in North Carolina, we've got some downpours in Hendersonville, back toward Polk County. These will be par for the course as we go into the overnight hours, as well as we've got a stout onshore flow here that's going to continue for the next several days. Look at temperatures. They're in the mid to upper 70s where it has rained, the lower 80s where it has not. When you wake up tomorrow morning, it'll be in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Here's a look at your 12-hour forecast for tomorrow. Temperatures warming quickly to around 80 degrees by noon. There will be some clouds and a stray shower here or there, but generally a little bit less coverage of rain than we had today. In western North Carolina, we'll see temperatures warm into the lower 80s with about a 30 to 40% chance of mainly afternoon storms. The afternoon is going to be the main chance for some storms moving forward, but you can't rule out a stray shower in the morning or the overnight hours. Let me show you the latest computer model here. It maps out our overnight. We could have some downpours here or there, and then waking up tomorrow morning to possibly some fog and some low clouds. That'll burn off, and we'll see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow than we've seen here lately. And as we look at Friday, same story, starting off with partly cloudy skies. As the day goes on, a better chance for mainly afternoon storms. Let me take you to the weekend. We've got that stout onshore flow, so it will not be a washout, but there will be a chance for rain, especially in the afternoon hours. A cold front, though, knocking on our door by Sunday. That may mean more widespread coverage of storms, mainly the afternoon and evening. Again, no washouts, but that front starts to slide through our area Monday, settles south of us on Tuesday, and that means drier and cooler air moves in from the northeast. There will still be some scattered showers because that northeast wind almost locks in a wedge for our area. That means some low clouds and some scattered drizzle here or there, but the heaviest rain pushes on down toward the south. It's going to feel like fall for a few days going into early next week. All in all, we're not expecting a washout on any given day, but with repeated rain chances each day, around 2 to 3 inches is certainly possible. We're watching for tropical connections. This does not look to form into anything tropical, but nonetheless enhanced rain chances moving toward the Carolina coast. And then we're tracking Paulette and Renee. Both look to stay out to sea, and both will become tropical storms and remain that way. We're also watching this wave moving off the African coast, an 80% chance already that becomes a named tropical system. The 4-day looks like this: 84 degrees tomorrow, 30% chance of isolated showers. More scattered activity Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, don't worry, no washouts if you have plans outdoors. There will be dry times. Middle 80s for highs, then that cooler air moves in early next week.
Good afternoon, I'm Carol Clark. This afternoon in News for Your Health, do you know your cholesterol numbers? This could be the time to find out. September is National Cholesterol Education Month. Having high numbers puts you at risk for heart problems and stroke. But the good news, those high numbers are treatable. It's a simple blood test. Your total cholesterol should be under 170. Your LDL, or bad cholesterol, should be under 110. Your HDL, the so-called good cholesterol, should be 35 or higher. And finally, you want triglycerides to be less than 150. Experts say medications should be started when the bad cholesterol is greater than 180. A heart-healthy diet and exercise can help too.
If you have higher risk features such as a strong family history, you smoke, you're obese or have diabetes, hypertension, your doctor may want to check a little bit more regularly and also be more aggressive in terms of treating risk factors and treating cholesterol.
Dr. Laffin says people should get a cholesterol panel done in their late teens to serve as a screening test. Cholesterol levels can then be checked every 3 to 5 years after that. Chris?
Carol, here's a live look from our Peace Center Skycam. Scattered downpours heavy at times this evening. I'll use live Super Doppler 4 HD to track them for you straight ahead.
Heartfelt hardware store donation, the special delivery for some upstate schools.
Plus, a Georgia man creates a new invention to keep football players safe. It's called the ultimate face mask.
And a beach trip that ended with a big surprise and memories to last a lifetime. How one couple is getting some surprise pictures of their big moment a month after it happened.
Live, local, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 4.
Well, tonight, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office is holding a prayer walk.
It's for a member of the detention center who is hospitalized with COVID-19.
Our Madeline Hackett is live in Cherokee County now with the very latest on that detention officer's condition and how others can be a part of that walk. Good evening, Madeline.
Well, ladies, we're here outside the Cherokee County Detention Center where that prayer walk will get underway in just about 30 minutes from now. It's being held for detention officer Giorgio Foster, whom we're told is currently hospitalized due to COVID-19 complications. We're told he is in serious but stable condition. Deputies say there's a need for prayers for Foster, his family, and the rest of the community as we continue to deal with the ongoing pandemic. The prayer walk will take place at around 5 o'clock this evening, right here outside the Cherokee County Detention Center. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll be speaking with Sheriff Steve Mueller and bring more from him as to why these prayers are so needed at this time. For now, we're live in Gaffney. Madeline Hackett, WYFF News 4.
Madeline, thank you. Well, this Friday marks 19 years since the 9/11 attacks, and many of the children who were born on 9/11 are now entering their first year of college, including Morgan Lynch from Spartanburg County. We spoke with Morgan and his family 9 years ago on the 10th anniversary of 9/11 when he was a fourth grader at Pauline Glen Springs Elementary School. His family says that over the years they carefully taught Morgan what happened on 9/11 while making sure that he learned that it's okay to celebrate his birthday. After Morgan turns 19 on Friday, he will head down to the Low Country to attend the College of Charleston. And today we asked him what it's been like to have a birthday on 9/11.
I'm kind of well informed on it. You know, it is my birthday. And I mean, I've been to the memorials and stuff in New York and in DC. And I mean, I think it's interesting to like share that date with my birthdays.
Well, Morgan, as you heard, says he's visited Ground Zero with his family, and his father says of all of the grief and disbelief that happened on 9/11, Morgan has certainly been a blessing that came from that horrible day.